What's up, Thrashers, and welcome back once again to the Thrash Maniac 99 YouTube channel, and I am back with yet another album review, and one that I was somewhat anticipating considering it's been 5 years, but I'm talking about the latest offering from Crypt Sermon with the Stygian Rose. Also comes out on June 14th, this time on Dark Descent Records. This is their third album overall, and like I said, their first one in 5 years since the Ruins of Fading Light, or something along those lines. When that came out in 2019, I don't remember if I reviewed it. I felt like I did, but maybe I just didn't post it or I removed it. I don't know, but I was a pretty big fan of that album. I thought that was some incredible doom metal right there. This album, I gotta say, it's a little bit different from what Crypt Sermon have done in the past. Of course, once again produced by Arthur Risk, and I will never really dog on Arthur Risk's production. I mean, that guy's one of the best producers going now in metal. So already the production on this album, fantastic, with a great mix. Like, everything's pretty well even in the mix. Like, the bass is prominent. You can hear the riffs cleared, the drums, the vocals, the keyboards, synths, all that good stuff. But as far as what makes this album a little bit different, I would say it's a little bit less doomy than what they've been in the past, and there's more classic heavy metal going on here, and you get that right away with the opening track, Glimmers in the Underworld. After a backwards intro, suddenly out of fucking nowhere, you get like classic heavy metal gallops that feel like Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, and even like a cool, quick, sweet lead to start it off. But then kind of out of nowhere, it starts chugging, like almost like death metal minus the growls. Like borderline death metal chugs, but there are a couple of sections where you do hear some like rougher, growlish vocals on this track. But man, I gotta say, like, as far as the clean melodies, not only on this song, but on the entire album, kind of goes through like a whirlwind of emotion. Either it feels like somber, or it feels rather evil and eerie and dark. And I also love the harmonies that this album has. Whenever there are harmonies that come up, which is not too often, but when they do, it's like that extra bit of pizzazz to the song. And also, the doomy breakdown on this track, as well as even the doomy breakdown on Down in the Hollow, man, those just pack a punch. And also, what I think kind of gets integrated a little bit more on this album, dissonance. And I'm talking mostly dissonant melodies or progressions to kind of add more layers to this album songwriting-wise, which I honestly thought kind of added more to this album for sure. Best way to describe Glimmers in the Underworld, it's like you're taking a peek into the bowels of Satan's asshole. Not really, but you get the point. Thunder Perfect Mind, this one definitely goes for more of the doom, very much like Candlemass. It's heavy, it's haunting, the riffs are chunky, very much like you would hear on a lot of Candlemass tracks, eerie melodies, and also, I forgot to mention, when it comes down to the lead work, it's awesome. Like, you get some shred, you get lots of atmosphere, like here on Thunder Perfect Mind. It's got some atmosphere behind the lead, and then even a really beautiful piano ending. Best way to describe this song, you're summoning a lion goddess to devour the evil. I'm going Mermaid Man now all of a sudden. But anyways, back to Down in the Hollow, track number 3. Synths and a drum intro to start off, and then you get dissonant melodies. But I love the build-up it's delivering with those dissonant melodies, but with like fast riff progressions. And then it gets straight back into classic heavy metal riffage like Judas Priest. It gallops pretty well, and of course, like I said, that doomy fucking breakdown, maybe one of the best moments on the entire album, and this song just feels straight up like a big giant battle cry. Then to the halfway point, we get to Heaviest a Crown of Bone, and I actually thought the beginning of this song was very interesting. The riffs kind of remind me a lot of like Black Album Metallica at the beginning, but there's some eerie dissonance on top, which never thought I would hear today of dissonance on top of Metallica inspired riffs. But here we are, and I thought this was a hell of a way to get this song started. Then it gets back to just being flat out doomy, haunting atmosphere, some sweet groove, and awesome bass work. And then the leads that show up here do provide some harmony. And the best way to describe this track, you're searching for guidance and wisdom. Scrying Orb. This one definitely is where I think the album kind of takes a turn into borderline evil territory. Horror keyboards to start off, and then the riffs that follow remind me of Ghost at their heaviest, but I would say much heavier than Ghost. But it's just the way the riffs are being played kind of remind me of Ghost, but this is done with a much heavier guitar sound. And also the vocals get more tuneful on this track as you get some of those eerie, dissonant, clean melodies going on, as well as some nice bass flourishes. Soulful solos, I gotta admit, and then they do kind of turn into shred. But best way to describe this track, it's a magical journey through darkness. But then you get to the closing track, the Stygian Rose, over 11 minutes. Easily, well, I shouldn't say easily because most of this album's pretty heavy, but this is, I would say, the heaviest song all across the album. Like, after a beautiful piano opening, then you get riffs that just eases darkness, almost like the doomiest Mastodon riffs they never wrote, but with those dissonant progressions on top. And then even the clean guitars turn more evil, and the vocals, like Brooks Wilson, I think that's his name, he gets flat out gritty on this song when it comes to his vocal delivery, but the doom crunch is just at maximum. Then you get a couple different lead sections. First, it shreds, but there's like a lumbering groove on top, almost like something I would hear from a death metal band like Bolt Thrower or Gatecreeper, but done in a more doom metal, classic heavy metal style. And then you get some dissonance and synths, but with those doomy progressions. And then the second lead just kind of helps you close this album out on a high note. And this song, the best way to describe it's a statement that one shall not betray their spirit in hopes of being set free. So overall, I really don't have anything to complain about at all, really, with this album. And just like I did with the Ulcerate album, I'm going to give this 5 out of 5. Oh my god, I was blown away by this. Would I say it's better than their last album? I think so. And I think it's because of those new wrinkles into the works, like the new colors to their painting palette with the classic heavy metal and more dissonant melodies coming in on top of their doom. This is a hell of an album, and this is one I definitely am going to have to purchase pretty soon. But of course, those are just my opinions. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Keep your horns high and your dreams wet.
Thank you for your patronage.